I don't know what you're talking about. I've been here the entire time. What is up, guys? It is Boy Lunar. Welcome back. And I've never been gone. I've been here the whole time. Just kidding. But for real, I have been gone for a little while now. Over the course of, I think, all of quarantine, actually. But yeah. That we'll discuss that in another video. But in today's story, I got a crazy story for you guys, and this one's actually crazy. So let's jump right into it. So this one starts about a bit ago. I went to my friend's house, and we were just hanging out, doing regular things friends do. We were playing some, PlayStation and whatnot, right? And so we're just hanging out, and we're like, you guys want to go do something? And like we do all the time, we were going to walk down to the school. So we get to walk down to the school, and then, we were running from cars because his parents were coming home, or whoever he lives with, whatever you want to call him. He lives with, like, his grandma and grandpa. So, they were driving, and they're in, like, this muscle car type thing driving, and they were coming back, and we were going to try to avoid them. So every car we saw or heard, we would run and hide, and then we'd usually, like, be, like, in one spot all together. But for some reason, this one time, this car comes, and my friend, we'll call him Jake. Jake runs the other way, and then me and then my two other friends, we'll give them names later when they come into importance, if they do. So Jake runs one way, and he just runs that way left, and he keeps going. And then me and my other two friends, we ran the other way, like the complete opposite way. We figured, we'd meet back up, or he didn't go far. He just went, like, to another house. He lives in this, like, suburban neighborhood-looking thing, so there's no way you can lose him, right? But it was dark, and so we ended up losing him. And so we ran off to the right. We hid behind, like, a bush or something, and we were like, all right, let's go see. We start walking down the road, and we had a plan where we were going to meet back up. So we were going to meet at the school. And so, we started walking that way, and we were kind of just looking for him left and right, seeing if he was there. All of a sudden, we come up on this church. Now, we're at the church, and it's just like this church out in the open. There's nothing there. It's just like a church. Just a straight, plain church. And last time we were there, there's this, like, door down the steps. If you walk down the steps, there's a door there. And the door, for some reason, it has a lock on it, but it's never locked for some reason. And last time we were there, we pulled it open, nothing happened. So we're like, okay. And my friend, who hasn't been there in a little while, was just there with us, or he was hanging out with us this time. So we were there, we were hanging out, and we walked up to the door, and I was like, dude, let's look inside. And they're like, oh, yeah? So we walked down to the door, and we pushed down the lever on the door, and it cracks open. We're like, okay. And we pull it a little bit further. We were just going to peek our heads in and then go off to the school. We go over, and we go down these, like, creepy steps. It's like you walk down an alleyway, and it's just these, like, steps that go down. It doesn't look like it goes into the building. It's just right beside it. And we open the door slightly, and it creaks open. And you just hear, woo, 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 woo. And the alarm goes off, like the cop alarm. So, of course, they were standing up the steps, so they got a head start. They started running. I started running as soon as that happened. I ran up the steps. It wasn't that many steps, but, like, dude, I was booking it. I was going hard. I was getting it. I ran past both these guys, both of my friends, and I ran past them. We ran, and we kept running, and then we got far enough, and we're on a road. And then all of a sudden, you see all the lights in every house of the neighborhood turn on. You could just see all the lights. People were like, oh, what's going on? We were just walking around. And then we were just walking around and walking around and walking around, and we were trying to escape. Like, we were out of there, yeah, like, we weren't in the vicinity at this point, and we just kept walking. We were walking down the streets and everything. We were trying to make it back home, because we'd figure, you know what, we'll just, like, make it back home. I'm sure Jake had gotten home by now, or he ran home because he heard the alarm or something. So we still hadn't found him or met up with him yet. So we just made our way back to the house. And so we kept walking, and we got to a point where we were just walking and talking. My one friend was mad that the alarm went off, and he was like, "Oh, dude, I'm about to hit you. I'm about to punch you, bro." And I was like, "Oogie, I care why." And then my other friend was just like there. He was like, "Man, that was kind of dumb of you, man." And I'm like, "Bro, you were in on it too." But it's whatever. I mean, he did follow me there, but it's whatever. And we were just walking, and then this black truck, like, there was cars everywhere now. People were pulling out. People were going to see what happened and whatnot. Some cars were pulling in towards the church and whatnot. But this black truck just goes in front of us, and it just slowly stops. It looks at us. It goes around the curve and keeps going that way. Now, we were on the main right side of his, like, neighborhood, so there was nothing left but, like, trees and stuff that way. And so we got behind these bushes, which is like their little spot to hang out. And we got behind the bushes, and we were just, like, vibing there. We were like, all right, do we want to wait it out and then try to go back and meet up with Jake, or do we want to go back home? We ended up deciding we were going to go home, so we kept walking home. And then right when we got home, like, we were, like, in the field across from his house. There's this huge field across from his house. It's like somebody's backyard, but it's this huge field that's, like, not their house because they have, like, a gate around their perimeter, which is like a pool. And we were just, like, vibing out there. We were walking towards it, and then we were, like, right almost across the street, and then their car starts coming. And it's my friend's car. It's his car, but his, like, grandpa was driving it. And they were driving it, and it was his car. And he goes, because he knows the sound of his car, he goes, "That's my car." And we booked it. We started running because we knew it was them and they were going to see us. We just started running and running, and we kept running. And then me and my friend, let's give him the name Dylan. Me and Dylan, we were running so fast that we couldn't turn at all. And it was like a steep hill that, like, went downwards. So we were going so fast we couldn't turn right. But if we turned left, we would have fall. So me and Dylan, I was like, drop. He dropped, and my other friend, we'll give him the name Jared, because I have a Subway cup here, and Jared from Subway. So Jared runs off to the right, and he gets out of there, and he's just, like, hiding up on the hill somewhere behind, like, a tree or something. I have no clue where he hid, but I know we met up back afterwards, a few seconds after he was gone. So me and Dylan, we dropped to the ground. And so I was a bit from him because I was booking it. Whenever we had to book it, like, I was getting it. I was straight up getting it. And so I kind of army crawled over to him. The grass was kind of damp because, like, the night dew was coming down. I started, like, army crawling over this guy. And I was like, "Yo, Dylan." I was like, "That was a close one." He was like, "Shut up." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." Because, like, he was kind of mad. He was like, "I can go to jail for this," because, you know, I hang with an older group of people. It's like, I'm not the oldest, but I'm not the youngest in my group. My friend Jared, he's, like, younger than me. And then my other two friends are older than me. But Dylan was the oldest, and he was 19. That doesn't mean they're all, like, over 18 or older. But, like, I hang out with some older people and some, you know, whatnot. But, like, he was like, "I can go to jail for this. You're going to get me caught. I'm going to go to jail." I'm like, "Dude, you're fine. We're not going to go to jail." Even though I was kind of freaking out. But it's whatever. And we were, you know. So we got back in the house. Or, like, we got up after they walked in. And apparently my friend Jake had already got there before us. And we didn't know this. And my friend, me, Dylan, and Jared, we walked in the house, and apparently my friend had already been there, so we were just going to be like, "Oh, we just got back from a walk." And I don't know if they heard the alarms or not, but I think they got it turned off by the time, you know, they came back into the neighborhood where they could hear it. So it was okay. And then my friend Jared walks in, and he screams his grandma's name, which we'll call her you know what? Let's not call her anything. But he walks in, he screams her name, and he's like, yeah. He's like, hey, whatnot. And we walk down, because, like, how his room is set up, you walk in the front door, and if you keep walking, there's the back door. You just keep walking forward. You got the living room and the kitchen. It's all in one area, and then you keep walking straight forward from the door. And then if you turn left, there's these stairs that go down to the basement, which was his room. So we walked down to the basement, we went in there, and he was there. And we told him the story that what happened. He was like, dude, what happened? Why was their alarm going off? And he thought 100%, like, by himself, he came up with a conclusion that it wasn't the alarm going off at the place. He had the thing that he thought that it was my friend Jared he thought he had bumped into a car because it's something stupid he would do. He was like, oh, it's probably Jared. He probably bumped into a car, But it wasn't. And we told him the story on what actually went down. He's like, bro, why would you do that? And then we talked about it. We were like, all right. And then I was like, I had 3 jackets in my backpack, so I switched to my, like, big puffy one. It's like a winter jacket, but, like, it's getting cold where I'm at right now. It's getting cold everywhere. It's starting to snow in places. But it was getting really cold where I was at. Or where I was at the time. It was like 40 degrees, so I just put on that one, and I was like, they're probably looking for a suspect like this, like they probably have that described in everything, and there's like no way. But like either way, I switched it. My friend took off his jacket, and he wore a t-shirt back out, and then we got ready, and we were all about to go back out, and apparently he was like, yeah, somebody had pulled up to my friend Jake and was like, yo, did you see 3 kids walking around anywheres, or are you with them or anything? He was like, did you see the 3 kids walking around here, or 3 dudes or 3 people? He didn't say it was kids or anything. He was like 3 dudes walking around or 3 people. He was like, no. And apparently when he heard that, he was like, oh, it's Jared. Jared probably bumped into a car or something happened. And so that went down, and we were about to go right back out. So I'm going to end this video here. I mean, we went back out after this, but I'll explain more because there's way more onto the story that I could tell. But this video is kind of already getting too long for a regular video. And then if I can make a part 2 and make it really interesting, which, we'll make a part 2. It'll be called, like, I don't know. I'll think of something. But, yeah. Moral of the story, don't be like me. Don't be like Lunar. Don't pull on doors that you think are open because it might set an alarm off, especially at a place you're not supposed to be. Don't be like me. Yeah, so if you guys like the video, leave a like, and if you want to share your stories, post them in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, in the part 2. Bye guys, and I will see you later. Peace.
I don't think I've been this nervous with the cold drink in my 2 hands, saying no thanks. Like anyway it goes, cause I know